So you get a synthetic wig out of the box and she looks like this. Like you took a curling iron to her and then just left the curls intact, didn't finger comb them or anything. I am wearing a synthetic wig by Main Attraction. Her name is Hollywood and it's in the color Butternut. And this is how she looked out of the box. This is how she looks after I took a wide tooth comb to her. But here's the thing. Not every curly wig responds well to being combed. And if you are unsure if you're going to keep the wig, then you can't do anything to it. You can try it on. I would look at the return policy of the company though to be sure you can try it on. Most of them will allow you to at least try it on, but you can't do anything to the wig. You can't take out the zigzag part. You can't comb through it, and you don't want to ruin your chance to return the piece. So let's talk about assessing. And then once you decide, okay, I'm going to give it a shot. My name is Denise. I'm also known as heywigsister on Instagram and Facebook, and I love sharing the wig wearing journey. It is something that is so near and dear to my heart. I've been wearing wigs for over 5 years due to an over 25-year battle with hair loss. And I think videos like this are so critical, especially if you're a new wig wearer, because you just don't know. You don't know what you don't know. You don't know what you should know. And so videos like this can be really helpful. Like I said in the beginning, this is a synthetic wig, and I just took her out of the box a half an hour ago. This is exactly the way she looked out of the box. I have not combed through that section. I have not finger combed it, nothing. Now, some of you may be looking at this and you like what you see. You think, well, I would just leave it. I like the curls looking like that. And if that's the case, then you're fine. You're done and you're ready to wear your wig. But for those of you who feel as though this looks unfinished, one of the things that you can do to try to fix that up before taking a comb to it is to finger comb. Run your fingers through. I don't want to mess this up yet, but just run your fingers through gently to separate out those curls. But here's the thing. You have to be willing to keep the wig if you're going to do that. Most online retailers allow you to try a wig on. I don't know of any that allow you to actually modify the wig in any way. And combing through this curl is technically modifying the way that it looks out of the box. So when you get a wig and you're just not sure, here's what I want you to assess before you do anything to the wig. Do you like the length? Wigs can be shortened. So if it's already too short, that may be a reason to just return it. So if the length is okay, or if you are willing to cut it shorter, okay, check that box off. What about the color? Is the color something that you like when you would wear? On synthetic wigs, color is very hard to change. I have a video, multiple videos actually, showing you how to take markers like furniture markers or Copic markers or just alcohol markers, and you can put a root on a wig, you can put low lights through a wig. I completely changed the look of a blonde wig using markers. So while you can add some darkness to a wig, I think if you're new in the very beginning, just assess the color as it is. And if the color checks the box for you, okay, move on. What's the next piece? Does it fit you well? Is it comfortable? Again, there are things you can do to help with fit on a cap, but in the beginning, I would just assess, does it fit you? If it does, we're continuing to move down the line to get to the point where you can comb through the wig. How about the density and the permatease? Does it have too much volume on the top or not enough volume for you? Overall, is the style something you feel like you could be comfortable wearing? When you're new, you don't always know. And I do think at some point you have just got to bite the bullet and keep a wig and try it, because there's no substitute for trying. And wigs do grow on you over time. I cannot tell you how many women I've heard from, and I had this exact same experience, who got a wig, didn't like it, threw it in the box, a few weeks later, put it on, still didn't like it, threw it in the box. Then next thing they know, a month or two later, it becomes their favorite wig. So it is possible that you just need to get used to the wig. So at some point, I do think you just got to decide to keep one. But let's just say you've gone through all those assessments. And I have a video where I talk more in depth about this. And you still think maybe this could work for you, but you just don't know what this is going to do when you comb it out. Well, now's the moment of truth. Now you got to try it. I recommend that you use a wide tooth comb. on synthetic wigs. I have a brush that I love and I do use it on my synthetic wigs, but I wouldn't recommend that on a curly piece like this until you're really experienced. So as you can see, I already combed through this and it relaxed those curls quite a bit. Just like your bio hair, when you curl in and then you comb it and it becomes more of a wave. If you want it curlier than this, you don't have to use the wide tooth comb. You can use your fingers and just gently work to separate those curls. And maybe that's where you start and just see what you can get before taking a wide tooth comb to it. Your fingers may be enough or they may not be enough. You can see it's better. But let's just say you're unsure. You're not sure, you want to comb through it, but then it's either a little too frizzy for you because some curl patterns will frizz. I would say the tighter the curl pattern and the shorter the hair, the less I recommend using a wide tooth comb. I would recommend using your fingers. Also, if you love the curl pattern, you just feel like it needs a little separation, but you love the curl pattern, again, I would recommend you use your fingers because you don't want to relax a curl pattern that you love. I have one of my all-time favorite synthetics is Girl Mono by Ellen Villa. I'll put a review in the description for you. I never comb through my Girl Monos, not ever, because I love how curly it is. They do need finger combing, so that's what I do. But I don't comb through them because you'll end up not only relaxing the curl initially, but the more you comb through it, the more that curl will be relaxed permanently. So let's say you comb through it like I did on this side, and you're like, oh darn, just a little bit, I want it a little curlier. Water is your best friend on a synthetic wig. All you have to do is spray the synthetic fibers with water. You don't need any product, just water. And then scrunch some of that curl back in. This works best if you haven't combed it out a ton. Like I said, over time, you will permanently relax those curls. So just scrunch in the curl, and synthetic fibers dry super fast. So I would just start there and see, look at how much curlier it is already. I would just start there and then let it dry and see where you're at. If it's still not where you want it to be, an option could be to soak the whole wig in some cool water. I would just fill my sink up, put the wig in the water, kind of dunk it up and down until it's all saturated. Then I would take it out and I would I shake it out vigorously over my shower to shake off some of that water. Just hang onto the cap and shake it. And then while it's hanging upside down in your hand, you can start scrunching the wet curls again. And then what I would do is I would hang it over the shower rack with a clip. I think I have a video showing how I do all of this, so I will make sure it's linked in the description. Let me show you the clips I'm talking about. I just use laundry clips like this. So basically, I take the wig, let's say it's soaking wet. I shake it out vigorously while it's soaking wet. Shake off all that water. You can do it in your shower. You can do it outside. And then I hang on to it by the nape. And while it's still wet, that's when I'm scrunching all of that curl back in. Just like this. And then I take my hook. I hook it, hang my wig over the shower rod, and I just let it dry that way. Synthetic wigs will not get a huge amount of volume from being hung upside down, not like human hair. So I have a lot of success doing it this way. If you do it and you find it has a little bit too much volume from being hung upside down, then I would just wear it and it will, kind of the heat of your head will tamp down that volume and it will eventually go back to where it was. But I've really never gotten a ton of volume out of doing that. But look at that. It's not even fully dry yet, almost. They dry, synthetic fibers dry super quickly. What takes a while is the cap. So if you do end up soaking the whole thing, the cap can take a while to dry. So that's my tip for you. If you get a curly wig out of the box and all of the curls are super formed because they put them in and then they didn't do anything with them, then you need to decide, am I going to keep the wig? And then what method am I going to use to separate out and make those curls look a little more natural? Finger style first, then use a wide tooth comb, any wide tooth comb with wide space between, And then once you've done that, if it's either a little too frizzy or you've relaxed the curl a little more than you wanted, get yourself a water bottle. I love these mister bottles because they just do a fine mist. I don't even know if you can see that. Versus a real spray bottle, because sometimes you just want a little mist. You don't want a soaking spray to get on your wig. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Did this help? Have you experienced this? If you're an experienced wig wearer and you've stuck around through this whole video, hearing things you already know, thank you for the support. Watching my videos really does help the algorithm. But share your thoughts. Did I hit the nail on the head, so to speak? Or did I miss something? What advice would you give? I know we have a lot of new wig sisters and more every day. If you're a new wig sister, I do recommend reading through the comments on these videos. Sometimes people share great wisdom and little gems in the comments that can maybe help you. Thanks for watching, you guys. And I do have a review of this piece. I'll make sure that it's linked in the description so you can learn more about this gorgeous girl by Main Attraction called Hollywood in the color Butternut. Talk to you guys soon.
Hey friends, thanks so much for watching. Here are a few videos I think you might enjoy. Go ahead and click on one and watch.